every single shingle on his roof. Oh, wow, he's hammering it right now over the cars.
Oh my goodness, no way! On the sidewalls! Camden Murphy on the sidewalls on the other side! He landed right in the center of the pod! Wow! Oh my god! Zack Garner's pulling away! Zack Garner is a world racing champion! Who's ready for Monster Jam? Hello, Monster Jam fans, and welcome to another commentary today. We are in Glendale, 2019, not show 2, we're at show number 1. I think it was in February. There's no results of this event anywhere, and this is just freestyle. Matt Pankley, Rulo, and Jester is starting us off. How's everyone doing today? Happy Saturday. It's been a very busy week for me, so I'm sorry in advance to all the channel members who've been like, where have been the early access commentaries? I only got an extra day of watching this. Well, quite frankly, that's because I've been very busy this week, and I'm squeezing this one in here, so I'm glad that I'm at least getting one. I'm hopefully going to get another one, but we'll see. So that is that, but still, this is Glendale Show 1. Again, there's no results because Monster Jam the website has no results from before COVID, so that's great. Wow, big air. Oh boy, Chester losing control, but getting it back under control. So I'm going to be making up my own scores for this event. I also got the lineup for this event thanks to my good friend Cadence. I really appreciate that because, quite frankly, wouldn't have been able to do this if I didn't get those lineups because I wouldn't know who's driving what. I kind of vaguely remember if I saw the truck, but there's a couple of drivers in here that I, quite frankly, would have had no idea. Always go for the cars that are placed right before the bus stack. I always loved that, the 2019 tracks. Was always a fan of the 2019 track. This man obviously a little bit late getting back from intermission. Sir, it's okay, you're just blocking the entire shot. Wow, I'm being aggressive early on. Okay. Wonder if that's shades of what's to come here today. So there's something sticking out of that car stack that's red. I don't know what that is. Nice little slap wheelie. It's been a pretty decent run for Matt Pangarulo. Nothing great. This is definitely a decent starter freestyle. The great thing with this track, there was a lot of opportunity for air. There was a lot of big ramps, definitely a lot, especially in Glendale. So much space. So I'm hoping for some big air today. That's obviously something that was really cool about these tracks. Something different every year. Every track you see is going to provide you with a different kind of look. And this track was a really good one for big air. Matt's getting a little bit lost here. Hits the jammer with no authority, and we'll follow up with a second move after the time. So that's the end of this run. That move didn't count, so I'm going to give him a 6.2. That was a Monster Jam freestyle to start off this competition. So our next competitor, this is Monster Mutt, Kevin King. Not Kevin Crocker, Kevin King. Some of you might forget that Kevin Crocker drove this truck a while, and this is Kevin King behind the wheel. So we will see how Kevin can do. The truck is already not driving, so that's really, we're off to a wonderful start in this freestyle run. Now this is before I lived in Arizona. This was the final Glendale event that I was unable to attend because I didn't live here. After this, I've been at all of them except for one, maybe two. I know I've definitely missed one, potentially two. So Kevin King in the Monster Mutt truck. If I remember right, Kevin King had some wild moments on this tour driving this truck. And I probably would have thought it was Kevin Crocker going into it. Nice slap wheelie, very good. We are getting Kevin Crocker back in the Monster Mutt truck next year, which is very cool. Not Kevin King, though. This is Kevin King. Sorry for all the Kevin confusion. Ooh, that'll make a funny title. If there's nothing else that happens in this video, I think a good title would be Kevin Confusion with 2 Ks. The hood's slowly starting to come off. Again, this full track, which is normally the case in Glendale in February, is always very nice because they have a lot of room to move around. Gives them a full, feels like a World Finals track, really, when they got to do these in Glendale. They didn't do it this year, though, which I was a little disappointed with. Nice sky wheelie, but he really screwed it up. So he flipped her over, and I'm going to give that a 5.9. Okay run for Monster Mutt, but not great. This is Overboard, Jamie Garner. Back when Jamie was still running this classic, stylish Chevy pickup body, the one of the original overboard paint jobs. Love this paint job. One of my favorites. I still to this day think that this is my favorite of all the overboard paint jobs. I love a lot of the ones that he's done, but this one I personally think is my favorite. I think it's so unique. Very, very cool. It's just nostalgic, really, for me, I think, at this point. Now, at this point on this tour, it was very short-lived at this point in the season. It was only about a month in, but Jamie Garner was really getting a lot of big air throughout the 2019 season. I remember it very well. Kiss the dumpster. He would get a lot of big air. He loved using those, really the 8-pack backflip ramp, like those 2 ramps on the end that he's going past. He loved to use those to get big air. I remember one of the Texas events, he was really flying. I think it might have been San Antonio, where he just went full launch. Nice little jump. This is definitely the best we've seen out of anyone so far. He's obviously got a lot of time left and a lot of room to do more stuff. So I'd like to see him do more stuff. He's going way deep into that corner there. My goodness. Uses the jammer but doesn't get anything out of it, which is too bad because he really wasted a lot of time going down there only to really get one underwhelming move out of the way. Is he going to do the backflip? Nice. I think that's what we're getting here. Going for that backflip, our first attempt of the day, and the truck has shut down. Everyone's getting super excited as if he's doing it on purpose just to hype them up. Little do you know, there's a small percentage chance that he might not even drive again. Is he done? Come on.
Looking to try to take a freestyle
win. Come on. Hey! And the crowd goes wild. See, I like that. That's cool. I like that the crowd got so excited for that. Oh, no! He failed! Oh, man! How bogus. Obviously, there was something with that truck that they did not want him backflipping, but that is really unfortunate. And now he's just doing absolutely nothing. What is he? Is he going to do it now? Are you? Wow, that's hilarious. And he's very short. He broke the tie rod and a lot more on the front end, but he does land the backflip. I'm going to give him a 7.5 for that run. Nothing great, but he did a backflip, and it was really interesting. So here is Becky McDonough in El Toro Loco. The second to last season Becky McDonough would ever compete in, actually. Becky McDonough is no longer driving the yellow El Toro Loco at this point, as you could tell by the truck she's driving. I don't remember when was the last year she drove that yellow El Toro Loco, but I thought it fit her very well. I never really loved her in that orange El Toro Loco. It was just not as good of a fit. That yellow was just perfect for her. I think 2017 was the first year she started driving the orange, because in the World Finals that year, she drove the orange truck, but I don't know if she drove the yellow one throughout the season and then drove that in the World Finals. But I know at this point in 2019, it had at least been 2 years. You can tell the body's seen better days. There's no horns, there's no back ends at all, no tailgates. Oh my! That was interesting. Oh gosh! I forgot how Becky McDonough freestyled. That's really on par with a Becky McDonough move right there. Just kind of stab the throttle. Very similar like what Heavy D used to do. Just kind of stab the throttle and hope that it doesn't flip over. You can still see Becky McDonough around monster trucks today. Nice air using the jammer. Helps out her husband Donald Epidendio and the Titan team a lot. I think I saw her at a Monster Jam event last year. I'm pretty sure she came to one of the events I was working with. I really don't remember. I think it was, I don't remember which one, but I'm 99% certain I saw her there. No, I definitely saw her on the road last year, because I remember Kristen Anderson was speaking to her. Here she goes for the backflip. Let's see if she can land it. Not perfectly clean, but the truck is at least not destroyed like Jamie Garner's was. And I'm not too sure if the truck's going to be able to keep moving, because the RII light wasn't even hit. So We will see if she gets to keep on rolling, baby. Come on, get that thing going. I don't know if the truck wants to start, which would be too bad because that was a solid showing so far from Becky McDonough. Definitely the best run we've had today. The question is, where will it land in my scoring? Let's here, keep going. Oh my! The Becky McDonough freestyling experience at its finest here today. Her time is up. Just throwing it around. Oh my, on the sidewalls, and that'll do it. Whew. That was an exciting freestyle for Becky McDonough, and I'm going to give it an 8.8. Solid job out of Becky McDonough. Now here's Cory Rumble in Megalodon. Not only is it Megalodon, it's Megalodon Fire, which is very cool. Love me a good Megalodon Fire. Always just a big fan of this truck. I personally like Megalodon Fire way more than the original Megalodon body. I just think this is really neat, but obviously, you know, the original Megalodon follows what an actual shark looks like as he starts by hitting those cars. It's really funny because as I've done all these throwback commentaries as I do throughout the summer, this is the first time I've done throwback commentaries in at least 3 years. I don't know if I did it in 2021 or not. I know I didn't do it in 2020 much. So it's really the first time in 5 years, since 2019, that I did genuine throwback commentaries all summer. So it's been a very interesting experience for me to compare. Wow, nice air. Comparing the older events that I've done, the 2011s, 12s, and even the 13s and 14s, comparing them to these kinds of events, the 2019s, as Cory is absolutely stuck in this corner here. And I find it fascinating how all of us look back and we wish that Monster Jam was, oh my gosh! We wish Monster Jam was at the level that it was in 2011, but when I watch 2011 events, it's not as good as this. It's just not. We have gotten so used to the talent of these drivers. He's got something broken in the back right, flooring it towards that ramp over there. We've gotten so used to the talent of these drivers that we feel like it's just not as exciting as it used to be. But I'm watching this event and I'm like, oh my god, this is so much better than anything I have seen from this entire summer of old throwback commentaries. I mean, this is actually great. Now, this might also be a standout event. I don't know. This might genuinely just be, you know, a unicorn event where it's just better than all the rest. But truthfully, I have not enjoyed a single commentary that I've done from before 2014 this year. I've just not. None of them have been good. None of them have been consistently entertaining. There's maybe one or two trucks that go out there and do good, but the rest are just independents who don't do anything. So yeah, some of the coolest looking moments in all time happened 10 years ago, but, you know, it hasn't been this. So that's the end of the run for Cory Rumble, and I don't care that Becky McDonough did a backflip. I'm going to give Cory Rumble an 8.9 because that was better. Here is Mike Vauders II in Overkill Evolution. And man, is this a guy that I totally forgot existed until right now? That's really funny. I mean, truthfully, Mike Vauders Jr. kind of fell off the face of the earth in Monster Jam. And I mean, yes, he's still been doing independent stuff, but not nearly as much as he used to. And definitely not a lot of the major events like he used to as well. So Mike Vauders II has really not been prevalent in the Monster Jam world, so I've kind of forgotten that he's out there, but he is. This is a World Finals champion right here, 2015 World Champion. He's broken something in the front right. It looks like a, I don't know what it is. I'm not going to try and comment on it because I don't know. That's a 1.6. Awful freestyle, but not his fault. Here's Colvinard in the Black Pearl, and I didn't know that he was running already that new paint job. I didn't realize that. I don't know if I guess 2019 was the year that he whipped out the new paint job, but I mean, he had only been running it for 1 year in 2018, that old Black Pearl paint job that I love. And quite honestly, this one was just so much better. Beginning his freestyle run, he's already gotten 2 nice moves in there. So yeah, I just want to wrap up that conversation I was having during Cory Rumble's run, that it's fascinating how we all think so fondly of the events from back in the day. It's how, oh, that was the greatest era of Monster Jam. But man, they did not do stuff like this throughout the entirety of the competition. We have already had more amazing moments in this video alone more cool moments in this video alone than in any of the old commentaries I've done combined. So, do with that what you will, but if you've been paying attention to the commentaries I've done, you'll understand. And now again, it's possible that I've commentated on the worst shows that have happened back then. I don't know, but something tells me that we have gotten so spoiled with the talent of these drivers that we're expecting even more, but we can't. We have to appreciate that these guys are doing more than just Alan Pizzoing it over every ramp like every independent did 12, 13 years ago, and we really forgot was the case. Colvin Hart right now having a pretty good freestyle, and again, I've got your score beat at an 8.9 from Cory Rumble and Megalodon, and he didn't do a backflip in his run. I just liked it. It's a nice little cross thread there from Black Pearl. Add a little extra sprinkle of excitement in the run. Is he going to go for the backflip right now? That was one of the things that I used to do a lot. I would think someone's going for the backflip and be wrong, and I'd call it out and then have to correct myself, but I didn't do it here. Very good. Very good backflip in the first time today that someone has not been shut off revolver into the backflip. Nice use of the jammer, too. You gotta love that when a driver hits the backflip and gets right into it with an exciting move, because that keeps that pace and momentum going. Now the question is, do I think this is better than what Cory Rumble did just because he did that backflip? It can't be. He needs to finish strong here. And his time is up right there, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I am not going to give that your new leader. I'm going to put that at an 8.75, actually below Becky McD's freestyle. She was a little bit more wild in there, whereas Cole, a little bit more controlled, but still a good freestyle. As Whiplash is on the track right now, that's Brianna Mahan. Brianna Mahan, the pilot of the Whiplash machine. A truck that I loved a lot. I was a big fan of the Whiplash truck. I'm honestly, truthfully, really disappointed that this truck isn't around anymore. And the thing that makes me so disappointed about it is because it's not a sponsored truck. This was just a regular truck. Like, Whiplash was just a truck made for Brianna. And it was a really cool idea, really cool design, and there was no reason to get rid of it. There really wasn't. But I guess Monster Jam trying to push that the sponsorships a little bit more, get another Scooby-Doo out there, I guess. But quite frankly, the Whiplash truck was so cool and fit Brianna so well. And I'll be honest, it doesn't feel the same watching Brianna drive Scooby-Doo as it does in Whiplash. It just felt like Whiplash had a little bit more oomph behind it. But boy, that body fell apart real easily, didn't it? I mean, that thing is already falling apart right now, and she's barely done anything in this run. Nice slap, really. Good job. Very, very solid so far, but wow, look at that body falling apart. She's really done nothing to make the body fall apart, but it just is. That happened all the time with this truck. I don't know if they made it with just cheaper parts or cheaper fiberglass, but whatever it was, man, this truck never could stay together. And she drove hard, but she didn't drive hard enough for it to do this every week. Nice air. Loved those little straightaway ramps that were thrown after that turn in the St. Louis style. They always added a little extra kick to the freestyle run. Nice little kick there, using the racing lane. But she has not done much else. Brianna did use the 8-pack backflip a lot in this here. Let's see if she tries that. I don't think so, though. I think she is making a fast-paced rush to the backflip that she has slowed down. I thought I've said fast-paced, and the second I did that, she didn't drive fast anymore. Here's the backflip. Got a lot of height. All right, landed it well. Very solid, following it with nice air right at the end of the time. This counts for the time as well. All right. That was a decent run, and I'm going to give it an 8.5. But I still think Cory Rumble was the most entertaining run tonight, as Lindsay Wink drives Lucas Oil Crusader in the freestyle competition next. Lindsay Wink, such a good freestyler, and a track like this plays right into Lindsay Wink's skills. He loves to get that big air. If there was anything that I had to say Lindsay Wink did best, it was getting big air, using the jumps to get as much height as he possibly could. He loved getting the length, too. Can't count him out with the length of those leaps. I remember this year he definitely used this track very much to do that. miss watching Lindsay Wink drive in Monster Jam today. This was definitely a tough loss after COVID happened because I really enjoyed Lindsay Wink. He was one of my favorite drivers and always one of the best drivers to never win a world championship. I talked about it last week how Neil Elliott was the best driver to never win a championship. Well, Lindsay Wink is in that top 5, if not number 2. Definitely a very talented driver and a man who I think really deserved a couple world championships and didn't get them. But I think the one a lot of people thought he was going to get was in racing, and he never could do it. He always just, I don't know whether it was the yips or what, but whenever it came World Championship Day for racing, Lindsay Wink was never able to put it all together and get that magical win from him. He had a couple great freestyles, and he almost won a couple, but never happened. And I feel like Lindsay Wink in today's day and age would do very well in the Monster Jam world, would be a serious threat to get in the top 3 in pretty much any tour he would be on. And the knowledge that he brings to the sport as well. This is a man who knew a lot about monster trucks and really was very good at it. Got to start driving independently for Jimmy Creten's team in the Iron Outlaw truck. He's going for the bow. I did it again. I did it again. Oh. I stopped myself halfway through, but you all know that I started it. Oh, that's right. He liked to do the 8-pack this year. I completely forgot about that. He didn't really love hitting the container backflip. He was a big fan of the 8-pack. And man, that one didn't work very well. Sometimes he was a lot better at it than others, but that's the risk you take with the 8-pack. It's just not always going to be the same every time. I'm going to give that a 7.9. Not a great run for Lindsay Wink. Here's Dragon. This is John Zimmer. Blowing the fire. Now, this is Dragon Ice. The beautiful Ice Dragon. And man, when was the last time I did a commentary in back-to-back weekends that included John Zimmer and Dragon? Well, I guess that's what happens when I do one from 2018 and one from 2019. Nice air. This could be a good chance because I have not done it in a while. For those of you who are not members of my channel, and I know some of you can't afford to do that, and I totally understand. It's just for those of you who can. If you are not a member of my channel and you want to get early access to commentaries, well, you can. Because I post these commentaries a good 3, 4, sometimes 5 days. I've even posted 2 weeks in advance. And it's not just commentaries, it's every video that I post. I post it the second I'm done editing it, and then I just schedule it for the day that I want to go live for the public. But all those members, they get to watch the commentaries well before everyone else. If that's something that interests you and you have the funds to do so, well, take a gander at what it offers and go from there. I've got the link in the description if you want to check out how to join and what is involved in doing that. As the clock is paused during John Zimmer's run right here, something wrong with that truck currently, which is preventing him from going forward anymore, but he's going now. Another man who loved to do the 8-pack backflip this year. He's only halfway through the run, though, so it might be another 30 seconds till we get that. John Zimmer, one of the most consistent freestylers out there, especially in 2019. This man was a lock to give you 2 minutes pretty much every time out there, and he wasn't one to really go overboard with things and really do too much. He just was a solid freestyler. I mean, I'll probably end up giving him about 8 in this freestyle because that's just what he does. Oh, is he going to go for the container backflip? Wow. Interesting. I know this man loved to do his 8-packs. We get a container from him today, and it's as perfect as it can get tonight. Had a lot of really poor backflip performances, or a little bit wonky ones, and that one was very clean. Nice air off the jammer. And the Dragon body is holding together very well. And this thing's taken about a similar beating as Brandon Mahan's truck did, and it's really holding up very strongly, and he still has a little less than 30 seconds to go. Breathing the fire, and now he's done. I guess the ribbon board operator was just a little asleep. And that will do it for Dragon's freestyle. I am going to give that a 7.9. As Todd the Duke in Monster Energy is coming out next. Todd the Duke, a 2-time World Finals champion, neither of them behind the wheel of Monster Energy, which I found very interesting just now to think of. Because a lot of you think about Todd the Duke, you're probably going to think of Monster Energy, but those World Championships, they came behind the wheel of the Metal Militia truck, 2014 and 15. What's also crazy is when next year's World Finals comes around, it'll have been 10 years since Todd the Duke won his last World Finals championship, which is pretty wild. But another one that I think is even more wild is it'll have been 7 years since Adam Anderson won his last World Championship. Adam Anderson won number 5 in 2018 in the Racing Championship and has yet to have anything since. While his brother Ryan has caught up pretty nicely. He's gotten himself up towards the top of that list as well with his 4, I believe. Todd the Duke, one of the top freestylers in the sport. And this is at a time where Todd was still going pretty heavy throughout most of his runs. Was never really just kind of boring us for the first minute and a half like he does nowadays. Flying over those cars, my goodness. Todd the Duke, the man who also loves to get the big air, and on a track like this, there's a lot of room for it. As I mentioned earlier on in this freestyle competition, just a ton of room to play around. Nice job hitting that jammer. I like when drivers hit that, but I wish they would commit a little bit more, because to be honest, it's such a nice move. Looks like he is steamrolling his way down to the backflip as well. Yes, he is. There we go. Clean backflip landed. Hasn't done very much in this run, though. Kind of similar to like what we saw from Lindsay Wink. Just has left a lot out on the table. He is flying into that back section, though. Time getting very close to ending, and he is yet to hit anything. Oh, but he's lining up for that ramp, going full speed ahead and sends it down the track in time! Oh, my! A full send, a full LeDuc leap from Todd LeDuc, and made it in the time. I'm going to give it a 9 flat as your new leader in this competition. Todd LeDuc in Monster Energy with the big wow moment. And I must say, I did remember that happened. That's the one thing I remembered from this event. How can you forget that? That was one of the biggest moments of the 2019 season. It was so cool. Very cool to be able to revisit that here today. As Charlie Pauken in Gravedigger comes out now and is our final competitor of the night. Let's see what Charlie Pauken could do. I mean, Todd LeDuc's run was good, but that wow moment obviously pushed him over the edge. But, I mean, with a 9 as your top score from me, definitely room for Charlie Pauken to maybe sneak in a freestyle win. Get an official Who's Ready for Monster Jam freestyle award. Nice little slap wheelie. Charlie Pauken, an amazing slap wheelie man. This guy can do slap wheelies all the time. He's already done kind of 2 of them in this run. You shouldn't have turned right, but he managed to work out of it pretty well. The only issue with Charlie Pauken at this point was he was not getting the momentum that he used to have back in the day, or at least the momentum that he's had throughout his career that would get him those freestyle wins wasn't quite ample in this time and day and age. He's picked it up a lot more recently in current days, driving Megalodon overseas. He's definitely stepped up the freestyle game, but in 2019 he was still kind of slower paced and just would throw in those big wows, going for the backflip early. I think I remember that being a trend of that year. Oh no! He came up too short, hit the gas! No, they must have shut him off! How could you do such a thing? Oh, and that's the end of the video. Well, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this commentary. It's been a blast. Hopefully we'll have another one tomorrow. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.